Hi, I'm Erin Grushon, the project manager from Burgess & Nightbull for the KYOVA Metropolitan Transportation Plan update. This presentation will provide a brief update on the status of the KYOVA 2050 Metropolitan Transportation Plan development. We started working on updating the Metropolitan Transportation Plan, or MTP, near the end of last summer, and we are now nearing the completion of the MTP update process. So at the beginning of the process, we formed an advisory group to help guide development of the plan. That group met 3 times during the process, with the final meeting conducted about a month ago in January. At the January meeting, we presented the preliminary projects to the advisory group members and asked for comments and feedback. We also conducted stakeholder interviews and conducted 3 focus groups to gain targeted input from key transportation interest groups. The focus group topics included economic development, active transportation, and diversity, equity, and inclusion. Public engagement has also been conducted throughout this planning process. We started by creating a project website and using that site to host an online public open house and survey. That initial outreach was followed by 2 live online public meetings and a second online public open house. Now we're preparing to share the draft MTP with the public, and we'll hold a 3rd online public meeting next week to invite people to review the plan and provide comments during a 30-day public review period. At the last policy board meeting in December, I shared information about the regional profile development and the process of identifying transportation system needs. Since then, we have developed and refined the projects and planning strategies that are included in the draft MTP. These projects were evaluated and refined in coordination with the MTP advisory group members and other KYOVA stakeholders. After an initial public and advisory group review of the preliminary candidate projects, the MTP recommendations were prioritized based on input received in the screening of the projects against the established MTP goals. The bipartisan infrastructure law reauthorized the FAST Act, which required MPOs to develop fiscally constrained long-range transportation plans. This means that the funding forecasted to be available to the MPO over the life of the plan needs to be sufficient to implement the plan's recommendations. To develop a financial plan, KYOVA worked with the West Virginia Department of Transportation, Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, and the Ohio Department of Transportation to prepare funding projections. KYOVA then sorted the recommended projects into 3 phases based on the anticipated time period of implementation. The short-term, or Phase 1 projects, are expected to start construction before 2029. The midterm, or Phase 2 projects, are expected to be constructed between 2030 and 2040. And the long-term, or Phase 3 projects, are expected to be constructed between 2041 and 2050. Based on the current funding forecast, there will not be enough money to address all of the identified needs. So, in addition to identifying project recommendations for the 3 phases of the fiscally constrained MTP, KYOVA is also identifying projects for what is called the Vision Plan. The Vision Plan includes projects that have been identified as needed that exceed the anticipated funding availability. The draft MTP, including project recommendations, is now available for review. We are conducting a 30-day public review of the draft between February 22nd and March 23rd. The draft MTP is available online at both the project website and the KYOVA website. The URLs for both websites are provided on this slide. We've set up a comment form so that you can submit comments online directly through the project website located at www.kyova2050.com. We will also be conducting 1 more online public meeting next Tuesday, March 1st from 5 to 6 p.m. We invite you to attend this online meeting and also share information about the meeting with your network. The link to join the meeting is provided on this slide. If you have any questions, please contact me using the email or phone number you see on the slide. Thank you for the opportunity to provide this update.